You're not going to be on camera. All right, let's get back to our lesson. As I was stating, we are getting into algebra. With algebra, they often deal with variables. Who can remember and tell me what a variable means? Jason H.
A variable is an unknown number.
It's an unknown number. Let me make sure this is recording. Okay, yeah, we're going to do that again. I'm going to ask you that. All right, so we are getting into algebra. Remember yesterday we reviewed a few of the vocabulary words that are important for you to know so that you know what to do or what the question is asking you to do when we're dealing with or when concerning algebra. One of those words is a variable. Who can remember what the variable means? Javion, I want to hear what you have to say.
A variable is the unknown number.
It's the unknown number. Excellent. What do they often show in representation of that unknown number? Let me get a new hand. Riley? They show letters. Excellent job. They do show the letters. So in this problem, in our homework, what we have seen is they give us the variable, but they also give us what the variable represents. And then what we do is we plug in that we plug in that number that represents the variable into our equation and solve the equation. Okay? So let's look at number 3. It asks us to divide 35 into D. So 35 divided by D. What does D represent?
7.
It represents 7. They've given us that D represents 7. So instead of putting D, what number are we going to put in our equation? We're going to place 7 in our equation. Excellent job. 35 divided by 7. 5, because 5 times 7 equals
35.
35. Excellent job. So we have 35 divided into 7. We get 5. Excellent job. Now let's look at number 4. Number 4 is going to be a little bit more tricky because they now get into using the parentheses. What do we say about our parentheses?
Always solve the parentheses first.
We always solve what's in the parentheses first. Let's look. Now they've given us the two representations for those numbers. So what does X represent?
14.
X equals 14. What does Y represent?
6.
Y equals 6. Excellent job. So what do we do now? I need a
add.
silent hand. Silent hand. Yes, Ashanti.
You write it down. You say 14 plus 6.
We plug in our numbers in place of our letters. That's correct. Excellent job. But don't forget what?
Always solve the parentheses.
Always solve what's in the parentheses first. I'm writing 14 plus 6. And then they ask you to divide it by 4. This is one of those multi-step problems, but we already know that we solve what's in the parentheses first. So let's solve what's in the parentheses first. Who can tell me what 14 plus 6 is? Trayshawn, I would like to hear what you have to say. What did you say? 14 plus 6 equals 20. What do we do with that 4? Are we done?
No.
We're not done because we still have one portion of our equation that has not been accounted for.
So it's 20 divided by 4.
Now we go in, we bring our 4 down into our new equation, and it is 20 divided by 4.
It's 5.
What number multiplied by 4 will give you 20?
5.
5. 5 times 4 equals 5 times 4 equals 20. So that means 20 divided by 4 equals 5. Excellent job. Excellent job.
She taught me, like, when you do it, it's like a little house you put in the middle of it, and then you put what it equals, and then you put 20 plus, well, for the first one, you put 20 plus 20, and then 20 minus 20, and it equals 0, and for 5.
Okay, excellent. So Bobby has mentioned a little, he called it a house. Those arrows. We have seen those arrows. If you see those arrows, that means they're asking you to multiply or whatever the operation is between those two numbers, they're asking you to execute that operation first. So do we have seen those, correct?
Yes.
Excellent job. All right. So thank you for mentioning that for me, Bobby. Let me erase this quickly. We're going to move on to the next page. Remember, we only are going over a few of these because I know some of them may have given you difficulty, and then we're going to get into our lesson for the day. All righty. Let's go ahead and turn the page. Let me get where's my mouse?
What's a mouse?
My mobile mouse.
Mobile.
Your
You mean on your phone?
Yes.
Because it was at the back.
It's under your thing, Miss Johnson. It's under your case.
Under the case. I got it. Let's go. Let's all have a seat. Thank you. All right. Let me get my mobile mouse together. And now I'm going on to page 538. This is the back end of our homework. Yes. Okay. We're going to go over a few of them just for the sake of time.
You gotta scroll.
All right, so let's go over number 8. Let's go over number 8. The question states, there are 4 shelves with canned dog food. Each shelf has tea cans. Then Tracy adds 2 cans to only one of the shelves. If T equals 8, I'll wait. If T equals 8, how many cans are on the shelf altogether? This is a word problem. Who can raise their hand and tell me what strategy we use when we have word problems in math? Gerald, I would like to hear from you. We use ropes. Excellent. So what is the first step to ropes? Read the problem. So we just read the problem. What is the next step? Omit any of that silly information. What can we omit? I need a silent hand. Joe, what can we omit or eliminate?
Hats.
We're number 8, hon.
Shells.
I need someone who's been listening. Kayla.
There are.
So we can take out this.
You're not a racer.
Oh, that's what that is. All right. What can we eliminate, Kayla?
There are.
We can take that out. Do we care what it is on the shelf?
No.
We can take that out. I'm sorry. What else can we take out, Chance?
We can take out.
Is that all?
Yes.
So that is all. Everything else we need to solve our equation. What is our next step? We're now planning our strategy. Our strategy is going to be what? What are we going to do in order to solve this problem? Are we going to add? Are we going to subtract? Do we need to draw a picture? Do we need to draw a picture or do we need to multiply? I think we should draw a picture because we need to see the numbers. So let's draw. How many shelves do we have?
We have 4 shells.
We have 4 shelves. I'm going to draw 4 shelves. It says each shelf has tea cans. If we go down, how many cans is represented by T? 8. So T equals 8 cans. Let's go ahead and put 8 cans up here. I need you to go ahead and draw your 4 shelves as well. Thank you, Chase. Please get it, yes. So now what does it say? Then Tracy adds 2 cans to only how many shelves?
2. I mean, wait.
Raise your hand. Raise your hand. She adds 2 cans to only how many shells?
1 shell.
1 shell.
1 shell.
So which one? You just add 1 to whichever one you like.
1, 2.
Now it asks us to show an equation or an expression that represents this word problem. So we have 4 times t. What will we add to that equation to make it true for our word problem? Remember, she added that 1 can, so we have to make sure that we are accountable for that 1 can. 2 cans.
Ow. 4 times.
You're correct. She added 2 cans. Please don't yell out. I need us to go through this problem for those who don't understand it. So we have 4 times t. So that means on each shelf we have how many cans?
20.
On each shelf we have
8 cans.
8 cans on each shelf. Please stop yelling out if you don't know the answer. Please stop yelling out if you don't know the answer. Thank you. I need you to stop. Now, t equals 8. So we understand that part, correct?
Yes.
So our first part of our equation is going to say 4 times 8 because there are 8 cans on each of the 4 shells. Now it says Tracy added 2 cans to one of the shelves. How are we going to show that in our expression?
Plus 2.
I need a hand. Yes, Chance.
Plus 2.
Plus 2.
And we put a plus 2 there.
And we can also put a plus 2 here.
That's what I did. 2 plus 2.
Is this what we had?
Yes.
Excellent job. Now we need to solve this equation. If we just count the cans, we can figure out how many we have. Let's start by counting with 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now let's count by 1s. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So we should have 34 cans when we solve our equation as well. We know we have 34 cans all together. Now let's solve our equation to make sure we have all those 34 cans. What is 8 times 4?
32.
4 times 8 or 8 times 4 is 32. 32. If we add 2 to 32, what do we get?
34.
Are we accountable for all of our cans?
Yes.
Do we have 34 cans on our 4 shelves drawn here? Do we have 34 cans in our equation?
Yes.
Excellent job. Excellent job. All right. Is there any particular question that anyone had a problem with? Is there any particular problem? I need a silent hand up. If anyone had a particular issue with a particular word problem and they were kind of confused. Because more than likely, if you were confused, one of our teammates were also confused. And I want to make sure that we understand so that we are prepared and we are knowledgeable of our algebraic expressions. Let's see, who has a hand? Anyone have a hand up? Gerald, which one were you confused about?
I was confused about. Oh, no.
Anyone else? Carmen, which one were you confused about?
I didn't know that we also had to add the 2.
Yes, you have to be accountable for every number that is in your equation. So if she took 2 cans off the shelf, well, how would we show that?
Oh, 32 minus.
It'll be
32
minus 2, right?
Will be 30.
It'll be minus 2. Then that'll make it 30. Excellent. So we have to be accountable for all of the cans or all of the numbers in our word problem. We also have to use those trigger words. Remember, we know certain trigger words that help us realize what the problem is asking us to do. So if it says she took 2 cans off, we know that word, though, that would make us want to subtract. Exactly. If she adds 2 cans, we're simply adding. Excellent job. Excellent job. Any particular problem in our homework? Yes, sir.
I have like probably like
But then, okay, so that means you'll come to see me. All right, so for today, very quickly, I want us to go to page 539.
Nope, I'm already.
So today we're learning how to write equations. This was a part of our homework. We have gotten into where we understand what the problem is asking us and therefore what kind of equation to write. Now we're going to focus in to make sure that we have a firm a firm knowledge and a firm foundation to stand on as far as knowing how to write an equation. I need everyone in active learning position because this is going to be very important. You need to know how to do this. Let's look at example 1. It says, use the information shown to find the total number of red and green apples. We're going to write an equation to represent the counters. All right, so this is more simple. I need you to take that off, please. Thank you. How many red apples do we have?
5.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me count how many green apples I have.
4.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4. The total is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what I'm going to do now is write the amount of green apples I had. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green apples plus 1, 2, 3, 4 green apples, and altogether I have a total of 9. Simple. This is pretty simple, correct?
Yeah.
We want to make sure, though, that it's this simple for us when we deal with multi-step problems, when we have more than one step to do in a problem. All right, let's go on to the next part. So these are our trigger words. These are the words that you need to know so that when you hear them, you'll know what the problem is asking you for. If they're asking for a quotient, they're asking for division. They're asking you to divide. When they ask for the quotient, that's the answer to the division problem. When they ask you to divide, that is asking you to do division. If they're asking you half of something, they're asking you to divide it by 2. If they're asking you to put it into equal groups, they're asking you to divide the numbers up. They're asking for a product. The product is the answer to a multiplication problem. If they're asking for the difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. If they're asking for the sum, they're asking for the answer to an addition problem. All right, so these are in your book on page 539.
Lesson 7. Lesson 20. Lesson 7. It's lesson 7.
I need you to turn to page 540. We're going to do this one together. Now we're going to write an equation problem together. Let's look at page 540. Look at number 2. A group of 6 has X taken away and 2 are left. This is this algebra expression that we were just talking about. They didn't give us all the numbers. One of them is a variable or an unknown number. Let's look at it. We're at number 2. It says a group of 6 has taken away X and 2 are left. I would like, let me see if I can get someone. Let me see. Jolyn, I would like for you to write this expression on the board as it should look in a equation.
You alright?
I hope everyone's paying attention. A group of 6 has X taken away and 2 are left. I need the expression written with what they've given you. They didn't give you 4. And how many are left? 2. So as we can see, Jolin used the clues that were given in his word problem. For example, 2 are left. If you only have 2 left, that means that is on what side of the equation?
The left side.
It's on the other side of the equal sign. It is the sum or the, because this is a subtraction, it is the
The equation.
It starts with the D. Look at those words. The difference. Excellent. It is the difference.
Okay, let's do one.
Let's look at
Number 1.
number 1. I'm going to let you do that one on your own. It says a total of 3 letters plus 2 letters is X letters.
Okay, so that's 5.
We don't call out.
So we have to write.
Write your answer down. Write the expression down. Number 1. Javion, you took his pencil. Was it on the floor? Give it back. Someone, please allow Javion to borrow a pencil.
Me.
I need him to sit down.
You can go on my desk to get one.
I need you to please hush. If 3 letters plus 2 letters is X letters, what does is
5.
represent? Is what?
Sum.
Is the sum. Is the equal sign.
X is 5. Do we write X or 5? Write X.
They're not asking you to solve. They're just asking you to write an expression. So you're going to use the variable in that expression. Thank you, Ashanti, for being in active learning position on your bottom. Thank you, Chance, for being in active learning position on your bottom. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Kimora. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Trayshawn. Thank you, Jolyn. Have we completed this problem? I'm waiting on you. All right, let me see. So they say a total of 3 letters plus 2 letters equals X letters. I want someone to tell me, what do I put in the first box? Kayla, what do I put in the first box? I put 3. What do I put in the second box? Tamia? 2. And it gives us a total of 5. They're not asking you to solve it. They're asking you to simply write an equation. X. Is this what we have on our paper?
Yes.
Excellent job. All right. Now it is time to get into our groups. Are there any more questions about how to write your equations when it's dealing with variables? Any questions for Ms. Johnson? Yes, Dion. What do you have for me?
So, if it's available, you always have to write the letter.
The letter. It depends on what it's asking you for. In our directions, it just asks us to write the equation. It didn't ask us to solve it. Now, when they ask you to solve for the equation, that's when you can switch out the variable for a number that it should represent. Does that make sense to you?
But will it always be an X?
It won't always be an X. As you saw in our homework and in our work from yesterday, they used A, they used B, they used C, they used P, they used J. It depends on, it doesn't matter what letter they use. Our job as mathematicians is to find out what that letter represents. Any more questions? Huh? Yes. Yes, Carmen? They'll ask you to do so, and then they'll give you a letter. So, for example, let's look at our number 1. It says 3 letters plus 2 letters equals X letters. You see how they have given us the variable to use.
Yes.
Any questions? Any more questions?
No.
All right, it is now time to get into our groups. I need for you to close all of your workbooks. You have homework? I need you to close your math books. I need you to get a transition stance. I need the purple group at the back table with me.
Ms. Johnson, is our homework on this?
I need the green group on Redbird.
Can I do my multiplication stuff again?
I need the, what group are you in?
Red group.
I need the red group at the side table.
Okay.
Green group is on Redbird. Yellow group comes down to the carpet.
Where's that blue group?
Blue group goes to the side tables over here.
Ms. Johnson, is our homework on this?
I'll let you know when the homework is, when it's time for homework. Right now it's time for you to get into your attendance. Purple group, meet me in the back. Mine too. I'll let you know once everybody's in transition stance. Those over there. Once everyone is in transition stance, you have to wait.